My name is Young Jung, and I bring greetings from our Bishop Dan Schwerin, Bishop of the Northern Illinois Conference, for this joy and celebration. Let us pray. Gracious and loving God, we gather on this day of celebration with hearts full of gratitude, hope, and wonder. We give you thanks for North Central College, where faith and reason walk together, where leaders are fostered, and where minds are formed not only for knowledge, but also for wisdom, compassion, and service. Today, we thank you for our graduates and each one's story of perseverance, growth, and becoming. For late nights and early mornings, for questions wrestled and inspirations shared, for friendships formed and callings discerned, we give you thanks. Bless them as they step forward into the world that is beautiful and at the same time broken, complex and filled with possibilities. Grant them courage to seek justice, to love mercy, and to walk humbly with you. And bless the families, friends, faculty members, administrators, and mentors who have walked alongside them. Bless North Central College that it may continue to be a place where lives are transformed for the common good. May this commencement ceremony strengthen all of our hearts to continue to learn and to grow. We offer this prayer in your loving spirit. Amen. You may be seated.
Thank you, Reverend Dr. Wayung Chun. Good morning, family members, friends, alumni, faculty, staff, trustees, distinguished guests, and especially the North Central College class of 2026. I am Abiodun G.P. Goke Pariola, President of North Central College, and it is my privilege to welcome you to our college's 161st commencement exercises. Graduates, you have been building toward this day since you arrived at North Central College. Every late night study session, every exam, every lab, every presentation, every essay, every challenge that you overcame has led you to this moment. Congratulations. The class of 2026 totals 932 graduates. 710 will receive a baccalaureate degree, 179 will receive a master's degree, and 43 will receive a doctoral degree. Among you today are graduates who will make history at North Central College. The first cohorts to graduate from our occupational therapy doctorate program and our Master of Arts in Trauma-Informed Practice program. Now, no matter which degree you have earned, you should feel a great sense of pride. Today is the culmination of all your hard work, personal and professional growth, and perseverance. I hope you also feel gratitude for all those who are with you today, whether present in this space or watching from afar. Their joy must be immeasurable right now. Please take a moment to show appreciation for all those who supported you through your college journey. Graduates, your time at North Central has prepared you well for the many vocations in your life, in your future. Work, graduate school, family life, or whatever your next chapter may be. Inside and outside the classroom, our faculty and staff have mentored you to develop the kind of traits and dispositions that have proven throughout history to be keys to a good life. These include aiming for excellence, asking questions, considering other viewpoints, building relationships, persevering through complexity, being engaged citizens, displaying empathy, communicating well, staying curious, having faith, and making the world a better place. So, it is with great hope and faith that we celebrate you today. We have hope for your futures and faith about the tomorrow that you will build together. Now, joining us is someone who was sitting here where you are just 35 short years ago. Trust me, it goes by pretty fast. Scott Worley is mayor of the city of Naperville. He's also a member of the college's board of trustees and a proud North Central College alum, class of 1991. It is my honor to introduce Mayor Worley.
Thank you, President Goke Pariola, and good afternoon or good morning, everyone. In life, there are certain people and places that you'll never get tired of seeing. People like your family, your friends, maybe even the classmates sitting right next to you. And places like your hometown, your college campus, and hopefully Naperville, Illinois. For me, it's this view right here, the graduating class of Naperville's university. For me, this city, it's our honor and privilege to congratulate the North Central class of 2026. And to all of your loved ones who got you here, who believed in you, who have traveled to celebrate this day, whether it be 5 miles or 500 miles, welcome to Naperville. I remember what it was like sitting where you are today, ready to take my degree and head out into the real world to make a difference. However, this is what I did not know when I was 35 years ago. That real world, I was already living it. I was making my mark right here in my hometown because I chose North Central College. The lessons I learned here at North Central are the foundation of every role I've held in my life, whether it be husband, father, local business owner, community volunteer, and even this job as mayor. North Central College has made me the person I am today, and this school has helped make Naperville the best city in the country to live, an award we received for the 3rd time in a row just a couple of weeks ago. Graduates from this college teach our city's children, own businesses, run for local office, oversee our nonprofits, serve as our healthcare providers, and that list could go on and on. Naperville is better because of North Central College, and North Central College is better because of Naperville. I hope that many of you will choose to stay in Naperville, share your talents, and become the next generation of leaders and change makers. Because that real world can be right next door to the place that gives you the skills and the tools to thrive in it. And to those who will go on to spread the lessons learned in Naperville to faraway places, I hope that you will always remember your years here with joy. You know, your time in Naperville has left behind a legacy for future North Central College students who will join you as alumni someday. And you'll always be welcome home with pride in this city. So congratulations once again to the North Central College class of 2026. And there's only one thing left to say. Fly, Cardinals, fly.
Thank you, Mayor Worley. Next, we will hear from 2 members of the class of 2026 who have been selected to give remarks on behalf of their fellow graduates. First, representing our undergraduate students is Aidan Maguire from Mokina, Illinois. Today, Aidan will graduate summa cum laude with a Bachelor of Arts in Theatrical Design and Technology, as well as theatrical directing and dramaturgy. He also pursued minors in journalism and applied communications. On campus, Aidan was involved with WONC, the student radio station, and he contributed to the fine arts and theater departments. He was also captain of North Central's award-winning forensics team, and last month, on Honors Day, he was recognized as the outstanding student both in forensics and in theater. Please join me in welcoming Aidan Maguire to the podium.
In Shakespeare's famous Measure for Measure, he quotes, "Our doubts are traitors, and make us lose the good we oft might win by fearing to attempt." I think this idea captures something essential to the college experience: overcoming self-doubt and embracing curiosity and the good that comes from taking risks. None of us have taken the same path to get to where we stand today. The past few years have looked vastly different for every single one of us, and the years ahead will too. But today we converge on one shared occasion, not as carbon copies of one another, but as adventurers sharing the same crossroad on our multitude of paths for this one brief moment of time. There's one driving force that brings me to where I stand today, and I think it has brought a lot of us here: curiosity. Shakespeare urges us to take a chance on curiosity and risk throughout our lives. Curiosity has propelled me throughout a majority of my life and my college education. I have always had an intrinsic urge to learn, to know, and to ask. A common phrase when I was a little kid was, "But why?" And trust me, I would never take "I don't know" or "because that's the way it is" as an answer. I look back throughout my childhood and my educational career, and those moments of curiosity are the ones that I cherish the most. I've had the privilege of being homeschooled up until college, and that allowed me to chase my passions and my dreams in ways that others may not have been able to. After all, my teacher was always available and always watching me. At a young age, I was obsessed with learning and how the world worked, and that evolved into a deep passion for expanding my art forms and my skill set as a young adult. And it is this exact quality that I have learned to love and appreciate from my peers and mentors here at NCC: a constant pursuit of knowledge. And I truly believe that that is one of the most beautiful gifts that we have in this life: the ability to have a desire for knowledge. But all too often, we collect this knowledge without acknowledgement or recognition. We demand to know, but we don't pay our dues to the process. And at the crux of this entire process is education itself. All too often, it remains in the shadows. My parents are both college professors, and one of the most important lessons that they have taught me was the value of education, but also the people who make it possible. So to our professors, to our institution, and to our families, thank you for allowing us to have the pursuit of curiosity, for allowing us to have the ability to keep growing and encouraging us to take risks in furthering our pursuit of knowledge. In competitive speech and debate, there's an event called impromptu. In this event, the speaker is tasked with creating a 5-minute speech based on a quotation. But the catch is that you have to do so in only 2 minutes of prep time. Now, don't worry, I did not write this speech in only 2 minutes. I think if I did, my professors would be very concerned. But impromptu was my baby. It was an art that I practiced day in and day out over the last 4 years. Something that one of my coaches at NCC would always say that sticks with me forever was, stop editing yourself and allow yourself to free fall. I think this is a beautiful metaphor for our lives after today. There's no script to follow, just a free fall that we must learn to embrace. And I would be lying if I said this wasn't slightly terrifying to me. But it's also so exciting. Often we doubt ourselves. We stop in our tracks, or we make adjustments in hopes of living up to other people's expectations or the mold that culture creates. But I challenge you to see what happens when you free fall in life, putting faith in your good intentions, your skills, and your curiosity. It's all inside of us, and allowing that passion to guide us throughout our lives will not create good graduates or successful employees. It will build meaningful lives. My involvement at NCC in my undergraduate career was never mandated, but instead it was fueled by a constant urge to learn and experience everything that this life has to offer. I implore every single one of you to stand out, to chase your whimsy and venture closer to the heart of curiosity, because life is simply too short not to. Today, we step into a world that will not always give us clear answers, one that is not always fair. But if we hold on to the thing that got us here, our own curiosity, we'll never stop finding our way. So don't chase success, chase questions, follow your curiosity, and never stop telling your story. And don't settle for anything or anyone. When life challenges you to move confidently without knowing exactly what comes next, trust yourself enough to fall. And congratulations to the class of 2026.
Thank you, Aiden. Our next speaker is Chantel Wyndham from Chicago, who will speak on behalf of our graduate students. Chantel is receiving a Master of Education in Educational Leadership today. She balanced graduate study with family life and a full-time career as an award-winning educator who specializes in elementary math and science. Please join me in welcoming Chantel Wyndham to the podium.
Friends, faculty, families, and most importantly, my fellow graduates. If you had asked me a few years ago where I saw myself today, I wouldn't have said standing at a podium. I probably would have been hiding in the back of the room, checking my lesson plans, or organizing a supply cabinet. For a long time, I operated under a very specific, very comfortable, self-imposed ceiling. I told myself I wasn't leadership material. There's a profound safety in being just a teacher. The rhythm of the bells, the direct connection with students, and the ability to close my classroom door and create a world of my own making. I felt secure there. I felt useful. But I realize now that I was using the word just as a shield. I called myself just a teacher because leadership felt loud, bureaucratic, and to be honest, a little intimidating. I thought leadership was for people who like meetings more than people. That still might be true. This journey has taught me a hard but beautiful truth. There is no such thing as just anything. I am not just a mom or just a science specialist. I am a first-generation graduate, and we are soon to be North Central College class of 2026 graduates. Can I get a little applause there? All right. Through our late night study sessions and in-person or virtual classes, we became more than just anything. I realized that the same empathy I used to manage a classroom was exactly what a school building needs to thrive, as well as what I needed when managing my sanity in completing this degree. I realized that being capable isn't a fixed trait you're born with. It's a muscle you build when you're willing to be uncomfortable. Throughout our journey here, something happened along the way. We stopped being classmates and we started becoming peers in life. I am not just a teacher. I'm a builder of culture, an advocate for equity, and a strategist for human potential. And so are you. We didn't just study in a vacuum. We lived through the messy reality of the last few years. We became a lifeline for one another as we navigated the heavy stuff. None of us stood in this gap alone. We cheered, we encouraged one another, we shared jokes, maybe a few tears. To our professors, thank you for the content, your knowledge, and the push to define our why before we handed our how. You prepared us to be academically capable, civic-minded, knowers and doers in this complex world. To our families, this degree belongs to you too. Thank you for the endless support as we studied, for accepting the quick forgotten meals, for giving our short tempers during the most rigorous weeks of study, and showing us grace. You held down the fort so we can learn how to lead the battle. As we prepare for the next chapter in our book of life, I want us to carry that sense of security with us. Not the security of staying small, but the security of knowing we are ready. Graduates, are we ready? Please remember, you are not just anything. In fact, I am not just your commencement speaker, but I will have the honor of being the commencement speaker for my 4th grade students who are now my 8th graders heading to high school. My former students who are just beginning a new adventure in their lives, just like you and me. Please wish me luck, because that's a different crowd. Undergraduate, graduate, doctoral students, North Central College calls us to be central. For us, that means more than just a location in Naperville. It means being at the center of learning, the center of community, and the center of personal growth. In closing, please remember, we are more than just anything. We are the class of 2026. Congratulations, and thank you.
Thank you, Chantel. Next, it is my honor to introduce our commencement speaker. Dr. Michael Lamb is a moral and political philosopher, scholar, author, and award-winning educator whose teaching and research focus on leadership, character, and the role of virtues in public life. Dr. Lamb holds multiple roles at Wake Forest University. He is the F.M. Kirby Foundation Chair of Leadership and Character. He is also an Associate Professor of Interdisciplinary Humanities and Senior Executive Director of the Program for Leadership and Character at Wake Forest. In addition, Dr. Lamb is an Associate Fellow of the Oxford Character Project, and he is the Principal Investigator on grants from multiple foundations, including the Lilly Endowment Education Character Initiative. I'm pleased to report that last year, North Central was honored to be awarded an Educating Character grant from the Lilly Endowment, which supports important work towards advancing character education here at the college. Dr. Lamb holds degrees from Princeton University, Rhodes College, and the University of Oxford. It is my distinct honor to welcome him to deliver the commencement address and at the conclusion of his remarks to bestow upon him a very special honor. Dr. Lamb.
Well, thank you all, and thank you, President Goki Periola, for your kind introduction and for all you're doing here at North Central to educate leaders of character. I also want to thank the President, the Board of Trustees, the faculty and staff for the kind invitation to join you all here today. I'm so honored to address you and to receive an honorary degree from North Central College. I'm proud to become a Cardinal. Thank you all very much. I especially want to thank those who give us cause today to celebrate, the graduates and their families. Congratulations, class of 2026. Graduates, you've worked so hard to reach this milestone moment. You devoted hours to studying, working, leading, serving, studying. Did I mention studying? To earn the honor of crossing this stage. What an incredible achievement for you and for all those here, families, friends, faculty, and staff who supported you along the way. Congratulations to you all. Today, you bear an education, but not only an education, but an education from North Central College, a rigorous liberal arts education that makes us more human and more free. Holistic education that expands our minds and also our hearts. A transformative education that forms both our intellect and our character. I spent much of my academic career studying character and the work of St. Augustine. In the last few weeks, I've learned a lot about the character of your St. Augustine, Augustine A. Smith, the college's first president. A committed abolitionist and supporter of women's rights, A.A. Smith founded this college in 1861 with a moral vision of education for both women and men. A college, he said, quote, should be a great moral lighthouse, sending out clear and steady light upon all subjects. What a beautiful call to be a great moral lighthouse, a beacon that guides us, a lamp that illumines our way in darkness, a light that helps us avoid rocky shores and find safe harbor in the storm. That is a purpose fitting not only for a college, but also for a college graduate. How can each of us here be a great moral lighthouse for each other and for the world? How can we let our lights shine? As North Central's mission statement puts it, one way to shine our light is by being, quote, curious, engaged, ethical, and purposeful citizens and leaders. I'm especially struck by that word, purposeful. We need many virtues to flourish, but purpose may be the most important. Purpose is the great moral lighthouse of the virtues. Purpose offers guidance and direction to all of our endeavors, illuminating paths we should take and also those that we shouldn't. Purpose gives us meaning and fulfillment, helping us see ordinary activities not as scattered happenings, but as unified and intentional efforts in pursuit of a goal. And purpose offers energy and inspiration, motivating us even when the world might feel difficult and dark. Those with purpose are more resilient, research shows. They don't let obstacles deter them. As Nietzsche said, quote, if we possess our why of life, we can put up with almost any how. In college, our why is often set for us, to learn and excel in our field of study, to lead student organizations and serve the community, to thrive on the court and athletic fields, to create beauty and art. Some of you have also sought quite successfully to win national championships or dodgeball championships, to make it onto President GP's Instagram feed, and to relish time with friends at the Lantern, which is a somewhat different kind of lighthouse. As you commence from these hallowed halls, you might find yourself asking a question that students and graduates from all ages have asked. What is my purpose, and how do I pursue it? Well, I cannot claim to have any final answers. Through my life and work, I've gleaned flashes of insight. Even if they're not as steady and constant as the beacon of a lighthouse, I want to share 4 insights today that might provide some measure of illumination. First, pursuing our purpose is rarely a linear process. Some here may have the next 5 decades planned out. Get the right job, buy the right house, find the right partner, have the right kids, retire at the right moment, exactly the time the stock market hits an all-time high. Simple as that. For those of you with such plans, I hope all your dreams come true. But for many of us, pursuing our purpose is far less straightforward. The zigzagging path can take many twists and turns. It certainly has for me. When I was sitting in your seats at graduation, I had a very clear sense of purpose, to serve the public through politics by running for office and working in government. It had been my dream for years, and people in my hometown actually nurtured that dream. In college, I majored in political science. I read biographies of great political leaders. I interned for U.S. congressman and state senator, and volunteered in the community to understand and address issues of poverty, hunger, and homelessness. When a professor of politics asked what I would regret not doing in life, which, by the way, is a great question to ask when discerning your purpose, my first thought was politics. I'd regret not running for office. I was on that path for some time, pursuing a PhD in politics, both with the hope to teach it and eventually to practice it. And in grad school, I had my chance. A mentor in Tennessee asked me to be chief of staff for his campaigns for governor and U.S. Congress. I took a leave of absence to join him, knowing I gained valuable political experience while working for a candidate and a cause that I truly believed in. For many months, we worked 80 to 90-hour weeks, made 130,000 calls, knocked on 60,000 doors, earned 9 of 9 newspaper endorsements, and raised millions of dollars. Yet still, we were outspent 5-1 in a hyper-partisan election year. We lost by a wide margin. But even before Election Day, I realized that politics wasn't what I thought it would be. I believed and still believe that we need good people called to politics. My mentor was one of them. But it was not my calling. So I had to redirect, to recalibrate my sense of purpose. If I'd not been willing to follow those twists and turns, though, I might have spent decades pursuing a path that felt forced or false for me. That leads to a second insight. Purpose is not simply found, but fostered. When many people talk about purpose, they can often talk about it as a crucial clue in a scavenger hunt that someone else has left for us to find. That may be the case for some of us, but as the scholar Angela Duckworth points out, a sense of passion and purpose is also something that we can foster by actively developing and deepening our interest. As we invest time, energy, and effort in a pursuit, we can discover our purpose and the meaning that comes from it. That's what happened for me. After we lost the election, I returned to graduate school heartbroken and confused, unsure of my purpose. But I didn't have time to wallow, had too many books to read and papers to write. Grads, I think you probably can sympathize. One day, as I sat in the library reading one of those books, I came across a line from that great philosopher, Socrates. Ever the gadfly, he was challenging a politician named Antiphon, who was not having it and turned it back on Socrates. "Why don't you walk the walk, Socrates?" Antiphon asked. "Why don't you run for office, buddy?" Socrates replies, "How now, Antiphon? Should I play a more important part in politics by engaging in them alone, or by taking pains to teach as many competent politicians as possible?" In that reply, I sensed a purpose that would be fostered over the years ahead. Perhaps my calling, both personally and politically, was to serve the public not by running for office, but by teaching as many competent leaders and purposeful citizens as possible. Since then, years of studying, teaching, and writing about leadership and character have confirmed and deepened that calling. My purpose now, as I see it, is to seek wisdom from the world and to share it with those who are also seeking it. But that's a purpose that I would never have found or fostered if I'd not experimented with politics and endured a long labor of love in response to others' needs, my own failures, and the longings of my heart. That leads to a third insight. We must let our lives speak. In his book, Let Your Life Speak, Parker Palmer shares that when he attempted his own clarification around his sense of purpose, he assembled the highest ideals possible, those embodied by Martin Luther King Jr., Rosa Parks, Dorothy Day, and other of his heroes. Then he sought to conform his life to those ideals. But in the process, he neglected what was true for him, his own passions and talents, his own longings and limitations, and the concrete needs of his own community. Part of me, perhaps my ego or the expectations I'd internalized from others, did not want to accept that politics was not my calling. I'd ordered so much of my life around its possibility. So I had to muster the courage, the curiosity, the humility, and the patience to hear other callings. And when I listened to my own life, I heard something that I'd always known but never fully claimed, that I felt called to learn, to teach, and to write. I wrote my first book in first grade. In fifth grade, my favorite Christmas gift was a laminated newspaper template where I could write stories in dry erase marker about American history or my favorite athlete, Bo Jackson. In college, I wrote stories about my community service to make sense of it and share its impact with others. Now I write books, articles, and poems as part of my vocation and my avocation. My life had something to teach me once I learned to listen. I tell my students that our purpose cannot be reduced to a job or even a career, even though our work-obsessed culture encourages that reduction. No, a job or career can express our purpose, but purpose is much broader than that. I think of purpose as the intersection of three overlapping circles. The first reflects our passions, those interests that light us up and give us energy and life. The second reflects our gifts and talents, the ways we channel our passions into practical power. And the third circle represents the world's needs that our passions and gifts can meet. We need all three. If we lack passion, we can become exhausted. Our light will burn out. If we do not use our gifts and talents, we can become ineffective, unable to translate our passions into power. If we ignore the world's needs, we can become self-indulgent, shining light on our own feet, but leaving others in the dark. Take a moment now, graduates, to think about your own life. What passion or interest makes you feel most alive? What are you good and gifted at? And which of the world's many, many needs do you feel called to meet? Listen to your life. Fourth, purpose is not just one thing, and it's not always glamorous. As we consider how to pursue our purpose and represent North Central as a great moral lighthouse, we can also find some guidance in the most famous lighthouse in English literature, the one in Virginia Woolf's novel, To the Lighthouse. In that beautiful book, a young boy named James stands on the shore and looks upon a distant lighthouse. He dreams of sailing there with his father. When they finally make the voyage 10 years later, James realizes that this romantic vision of a silvery, misty-looking tower with a yellow eye obscured a more complex and gritty reality. As Woolf writes, quote, "Now, James looked at the lighthouse. He could see the whitewashed rocks, the tower stark and straight. He could see that it was barred with black and white. He could see windows in it. He could even see washing spread on the rocks to dry." So that was a lighthouse, was it? No, the other one in his dreams was also the lighthouse. For nothing was simply one thing. The other lighthouse was true too. The same applies to our purpose. It's not simply one thing. While its glowing ideal can animate and inspire us to set sail, we must also see it up close in gritty detail, with laundry spread on the rocks. Pursuing our purpose requires both kinds of vision: ideal reconciled with reality, hope tempered by humility, wonder guided by wisdom. Fortunately, graduates, North Central has prepared you with the liberal arts education to have such vision, to think critically, to lead with curiosity, compassion, and courage, and to pursue your purpose in all its complexity. And importantly, it has taught you that you are not alone in this pursuit. Today, you're surrounded by many other lighthouses who have lit your path. Take a second to look around, to the left and to the right. See all the luminaries who surround you, and stand ready now to join their lights with yours. As I've learned in my life, the best way to shine our lights is not alone, but together. By seeking a common purpose, we can make our world much, much brighter. Graduates, congratulations again on your wonderful achievement. May you all always, like this college, be a great moral lighthouse. We cannot wait to see you shine. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I am Dr. Maureen Spellman, Professor of Education and Coordinator of Character Initiatives at North Central College. It is my privilege to present Dr. Michael Lamb as our candidate for an honorary degree. President Abudan Goki Pariola, please join me at the lectern. President Goki Pariola, I hereby present Dr. Michael Lamb, so you may confer upon him the honorary degree, Doctor of Humane Letters from North Central College.
Upon the recommendation of the Board of Trustees Honorary Degree Committee and with the approval of the North Central College Board of Trustees, in recognition of your exemplary service to the community, I hereby confer upon you, Dr. Michael Lamb, the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, together with all the rights and privileges, as well as the obligations and responsibilities pertaining thereto. We now have the opportunity to confer emeritus status on 6 retiring faculty members who have brought excellence and distinction to North Central College and who have positively impacted our students throughout long and successful careers at North Central College. I would like to invite Dr. Christine Garrity, Provost and Vice President for Academic Affairs, to the podium.
Thank you, President Goke Periola. I am honored to join you in recognizing 6 exceptional faculty members who are retiring from active service to the college, but who will remain valued members of the North Central community. Combined, they have taught for 199 years at North Central and contributed to 130 academic publications, advised on nearly 75 honors theses, and given more than 300 presentations at conferences in the community. Their impact on students has been immeasurable. I now invite Tom Cavanaugh, Professor of Business Law and Conflict Resolution, to approach the podium. President Goke Periola, it is my distinct pleasure to present my colleague, Tom Cavanaugh, so that you may confer upon him the honorable title Emeritus.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the North Central College Board of Trustees, I hereby confer upon Tom Cavanaugh the honorable title Professor of Business Law and Conflict Resolution.
I'd now like for Dr. Ann Keating, Professor of History, to approach the podium. Dr. Goke Periola, it is my distinct pleasure to present my colleague, Dr. Ann Keating, so that you may confer upon her the honorable title Emerita.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the North Central College Board of Trustees, I hereby confer upon Dr. Ann Keating the honorable title Professor of History Emerita.
I now invite Dr. Carl Kelly, Professor of Psychology, to approach the podium. President Goke Periola, it is my distinct pleasure to present my colleague, Dr. Carl Kelly, so that you may confer upon him the honorable title Emeritus.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the North Central College Board of Trustees, I hereby confer upon Dr. Carl Kelly the honorable title Professor of Psychology Emeritus.
I now invite Gerald Tallman, Associate Professor of Accounting, to approach the podium. President Goke Periola, it is my distinct pleasure to present my colleague, Gerald Tallman, so that you may confer upon him the honorable title Emeritus.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the North Central College Board of Trustees, I hereby confer upon Gerald Thurman the honorable title Associate Professor of Accounting Emeritus. Congratulations.
I now invite Dr. Lawrence Van Oyen, Professor of Music, to join me at the podium. President Goke Periola, it is my distinct pleasure to present my colleague, Dr. Lawrence Van Oyen, so that you may confer upon him the honorable title Emeritus.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the North Central College Board of Trustees, I hereby confer upon Dr. Lawrence Van Oyen the honorable title Professor of Music Emeritus.
One retiring faculty member could not join us today. Dr. Violetta Polinska has received the honorable title Professor of Religious Studies Emerita, as confirmed by President Goke Periola. Congratulations to our new faculty emeriti.
I now have the honor of presenting two special awards that are traditionally given out at our commencement proceedings. The first is the Harold and Eva White First Citizen of the College Award, presented to a member of the college community who exemplifies the best of North Central College. This award was established in 1992 to honor the spirit and legacy of Harold and Eva White, who are both members of the class of 1935 and longtime editors and publishers of the Naperville Sun newspaper. An institution like North Central relies on individuals who, no matter what stage they are in their career, leave an indelible mark on this institution by setting high standards for hard work, results, and commitment to our students. This Harold and Eva White First Citizen of the College Award recipient has served for more than a decade as the college's Vice President for Finance, helping guide the college through a critical period of disciplined financial stewardship. A true team player, in addition to her considerable responsibilities as the college's Chief Financial Officer and as a member of the senior leadership team, she provides strategic leadership to the college's Office of Human Resources, the Department of Campus Safety, and the teams responsible for conference services and fine arts. She has also provided past interim oversight for the college's Student Affairs and Technology Services divisions. Quite the diverse portfolio, especially for an accounting major. So, there you are, students. This is what we mean when we talk about an unscripted future. This individual balances her many responsibilities with a steady hand and a quick wit. Some would even say a sharp tongue. I didn't say that. She would be mad at me for not giving her a heads up about today's honor so she could wear her famed special event blazer. Above all, through her principled leadership, she reminds us that finances are about more than numbers. Also, although she reminds me often, you cannot spend the same dollar twice, GP. I keep trying. They are about people and priorities. Please join me in congratulating the 2026 recipient of the award of the Vice President for Finance, Mary Ellen Scribe. This is a unique year. There is a second individual who is deserving of the Harold and Eva White First Citizen of the College Award. Since 1988, his enthusiasm for his discipline drew generations of cardinals to his academic courses, you can guess, including industrial and organizational psychology, applied statistics, and personality. In every instance, he connected the classroom learning to real life. For example, he'd say, psychology is a key to understanding who we are, and statistics is a tool for making better decisions and building relationships. His teaching style, sense of humor, and genuine care for others has endeared him to generations of alumni. As a campus leader, this faculty member served as department chair, division chair, director of the first-year experience program, and as a faculty mentor working with cardinal student athletes. He created our industrial organization psychology minor and assisted in the development of our neuroscience program. And as a first-generation college graduate himself, he was deeply committed to our Cardinal First and student persistence initiatives here at North Central. As a scholar, his research topics included leadership assessment, work-family balance, and psychological measurement, and he received multiple awards for excellence, including being named the Harold and Eva White Distinguished Professor in the Liberal Arts in 2022. Please join me in congratulating this recipient of the 2026 Harold and Eva White First Citizen of the College Award, Professor of Psychology, Dr. Carl Kelly. Carl, thank you for all your contributions to the college. Congratulations. Next, I'm honored to present the Mark A. Reed Student Leadership Award. Mark A. Reed was president of North Central's Student Governing Association when he tragically died in an auto accident in 1984. Each year, in honor of this young man who exemplified North Central's commitment to noble leadership, the graduating class votes to select a deserving recipient of the Mark A. Reed Student Leadership Award. Hailing from Plainfield, Illinois, this student will receive a Bachelor of Science in Psychology today, graduating summa cum laude. The student has been active in the student groups Breakaway, NCC Now, and Cardinal Crew, and served as a Cardinal Transition Coordinator, first-year mentor, psychology preceptor, and student ambassador tour guide. The award recipient plans to attend graduate school in the fall. Once I announce the name, I ask that the student please come up to the stage to receive the award. Please join me in congratulating the 2026 Mark A. Reed Student Leadership Award recipient, Annalie Heckman. It's a long journey up here. I am now pleased to introduce a member of the class of 2026 Gift Committee. Mary Fleury graduates magna cum laude today with a Bachelor of Science in Exercise Science. In fact, she was selected as the 2026 Outstanding Major in Exercise Science, and she's one of this year's Outstanding Senior Award recipients. Macy was the captain of the women's track and field team and founded a nonprofit youth running camp called Run With Your Heart. Macy completed her undergraduate studies in December, and in January, she began pursuing a doctorate in physical therapy at North Central with plans to become a pediatric physical therapist. Macy, please join me at the lectern.
Thank you, President GP. Wishing to leave a legacy at our alma mater, the Class of 2026 Class Gift Committee has contributed funds to help support scholarships, academic programs, athletics, and other opportunities that will benefit Cardinals who will follow in our footsteps. We reached 29% participation, that includes 16 members of the class who have made the Cardinal commitment, a pledge to make a gift to the college upon graduation and for 3 consecutive years following graduation. Those individuals are wearing special Cardinal pins today to signify that they are leading the effort to give back to North Central College. We hope our class will continue their generosity towards this gift. President GP, I am proud to present the college with more than $5,750 from the class of 2026.
Thank you, Macy, and thank you to all members of the class of 2026 who have contributed to this gift. We do appreciate your generosity, and your class will continue to make a difference even after today. Before our graduates walk across the stage, we will proceed with the presentation of candidates for their respective degrees. Provost Gerati, please approach the lectern.
Thank you. We will start by presenting the candidates for doctoral degrees, followed by master's degrees and bachelor degrees. I invite the candidates for doctoral degrees to please stand as you are able. President Goke Berriola, upon the recommendation of the faculty of North Central College for the conferment of their degrees, I have the honor of presenting the candidates for the degrees: Occupational Therapy Doctorate, Doctorate of Physical Therapy.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the North Central College Board of Trustees and in accordance with the recommendation of the faculty, I hereby confer upon each of you your respective degree. You may be seated.
I now invite the candidates for master's degree to please stand as you are able. President Goke Berriola, upon the recommendation of the faculty of North Central College for the conferment of their degrees, I have the honor of presenting the candidates for the degrees: Master of Arts in Higher Education Leadership, Master of Arts in Trauma-Informed Practice, Master of Arts in Organizational Leadership, Master of Arts in Sport Leadership, Master of Arts in Professional and Creative Writing, Master of Athletic Training, Master of Business Administration, Master of Education in Educational Leadership, Master of Occupational Therapy, Master of Science in Nursing, Master of Science in Physician Assistant Studies.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the North Central College Board of Trustees and in accordance with the recommendation of the faculty, I hereby confer upon each of you your respective degree. You may be seated.
Now I invite the candidates for bachelor's degrees to please stand as you are able. President Goke Berriola, upon the recommendation of the faculty of North Central College, I have the honor of presenting for the conferment of their degrees the candidates for the degrees: Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Business Administration, Bachelor of Fine Arts, Bachelor of Music Education, Bachelor of Science.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the North Central College Board of Trustees and in accordance with the recommendation of the faculty, I hereby confer upon each of you your respective degree. You may be seated.
We will now recognize the 16 graduates who have achieved special distinction by completing their honors thesis and who are thus graduating as college scholars. Each college scholar is wearing a gold cord today in recognition of this distinction. I invite those students to please stand as you are able and be recognized. You may be seated. Next, we will recognize 3 categories of undergraduate student honors or Latin honors, cum laude, magna cum laude, and summa cum laude, which are determined by students' grade point averages as of the fall semester. Students who graduate cum laude or with honors have earned a cumulative grade point average between 3.5 and 3.74 on a 4.0 scale. Will the 148 students who are graduating cum laude please stand as you are able and be recognized? You may be seated. Students who graduate magna cum laude or with high honors have earned a cumulative grade point average between 3.75 and 3.89 on a 4.0 scale. Will the 69 students who are graduating magna cum laude please stand as you are able and be recognized? You may be seated. Students who graduate summa cum laude or with highest honors have earned a cumulative grade point average between 3.9 and 4.0 on a 4.0 scale. Will the 77 students who are graduating summa cum laude please stand as you are able and be recognized? You may be seated. We will begin the highlight of today's commencement ceremony when members of the class of 2026 walk across the stage. Our doctoral and master's degree recipients will take part in a time-honored tradition. Each will receive a graduate hood from the dean who oversees the program they have completed, a symbol of their advanced achievement. Our Master of Science in Physician Assistant Studies program graduates participated in a completion ceremony in December, so they are not here today, but their names are in the printed program. Immediately following our doctoral and master's degree recipients will be our bachelor's degree recipients, who are adorned in traditional baccalaureate caps and gowns. The cords worn by some graduates represent their induction into one or more honors societies. You can find more information in the printed program. Let us begin.
Will all the recipients of advanced degrees please rise and come to the stage? The academic hoods, caps, and gowns that you see at today's ceremony are direct descendants of everyday garb worn in the universities of medieval England. Large hoods were a practical necessity in the drafty halls of Oxford and Cambridge. In modern times, various types of hoods symbolize not only the rarer status as holders of bachelor's, master's, or doctoral degrees, but also the disciplines in which they studied. The hoods of advanced degree recipients are trimmed in colors to represent their disciplines. Our graduates are wearing the colors of Rhodes blue for occupational therapy, teal for physical therapy, white for higher education leadership, organizational leadership, sport leadership, and professional and creative writing, sage green for athletic training, drab for business administration, light blue for educational leadership, apricot for nursing, and gold for physician assistant studies. You can read more about academic regalia in the commencement program. Now we will proceed with the conferring of diplomas. Upon receiving their diplomas, each graduate will be congratulated by President Goke Periola, Provost Garrity, and Board of Trustee Chair Nassett. The 2026 candidates of the degree of Occupational Therapy Doctorate are Grace E. Flanagan, Jessica Pearson, Sarah Saeed, Hillary R. Staunton, the 2026 candidates of the degree of Doctor of Physical Therapy are Kelly Dagnisa Alvarez, Molly Ann Bridget Arnold, Madison Marie Bachneck, Grace Bensavenga, Angela Benulita, Allison Nicole Blank, Michelle Elizabeth Brennan, Lucas Kane Campbell, Brandon Alexander Capelad, Andres Cuevas, Ethan Francis Villamar David, Sydney DePaul, Lindsay Marie Diaz de Leon, Nina Renee Donahue, Quinn Farrell, Grace Marie Foget, Tasia Jamise Jackson, Sophia Jane Janicki, Kristen Johnson, Sadie Ann Jerkovic, Bailey Kellett, Danielle Lambert, Marissa Ann Lane, Emily Renee Lara, Paulina Madro, Magdalene Merda, Lindsay B. Novak, Sydney Janae Paul. Stella Dragana Porojevic. Kira Kalopi Saris. Audrey Siebert. Ashley Skiba Hall. Calvin Chosis. Emma Wagner. And Adlicia J. Ward. Congratulations to all the doctoral degree recipients. Will all the recipients of master's degrees please rise and come to the stage? The 2026 candidates of the degree of Master of Arts in Higher Education Leadership are Edward Ortega, the 2026 candidates of the degree of Master of Arts in Trauma-Informed Practice are Stephanie Katya Amick, Diana Regina Barutia, Emily Carol Curry, Stephanie Ray Hogan, Darren Robert Holzkopf, Diego Ilan Mateo, and Zoe Alexis Wegehopt. The 2026 candidates of the degree of Master of Arts in Organizational Leadership are Abby Elizabeth Vitacek, Martin I. Hodges Sr., Faith Ladden, the 2026 candidates of the degree of Master of Arts in Sports Leadership are Christopher Lawrence Allen, Jr., Tyler Thomas Donovan, Conrad Tabe Brandon Etchie, Rory Hills, Amaya Danielle Martin, Avery C. Smith, and Aaliyah Nicole Valentine. The 2026 candidates of the degree of Master of Arts in Professional and Creative Writing are Maggie D. Dooley, Salvatore Freddo, Megan Gallus, Savannah Renee Gill, Jesse Hudgens, and Cordelia Lewis. The 2026 candidates of the degree of Master of Athletic Training are Corinne Elizabeth Hamilton, Luis Andres Moreno, Kelly Ann O'Neill, and Harsh Patel. The 2026 candidates of the degree of Master of Business Administration are Carolina Aponte Crespo, Cameron Banishinsky, Mitchell Randall Borshevsky, Darius Bird, Kaylin Crow, Bryce Anthony Dorsey, Aiden James Ellison, Maria Grace Fields, Noah Robert Gabries, Morolake Falashide Goke Pariola, Paige Elizabeth Koziel, Myron J. Lewis, Maura Marie Lippincott, Ariel Love, Jake Ryan Lynch, Frida Matta, Ty Matthew Nagy, Zachary M. Orr, Michael Patterson, and Noah Joseph Pilgrim.
Michelle Rashad, Kylie Rufian Presley, Christy Rodoka, Gabriela Elaine Sabato, Madeline Church Schroth, Joshua David Sloan, Myla Spahia, Samira Torres, the 2026 candidates of the degree of Master of Education are Amal Ribhi Abdelatif, Deborah Algram, Shantae Allen, Noma Anguiano, Meredith Ann Barrett, Samantha Berry, Lauren Berryhill, Eileen Y. Burrell Anaya, Brianna Olivia Morales, Basti Carella, Yamira Essence Church, Carrie Kloss, Robert Delgado, Mary Eisenbrown, Anna Cecilia Flores, Rebet H. Harris, Serene Hassan, Amira Hattab, Brittany Timberlake, Sierra Jacobs, Sarah Genevieve Kalinowski, Danielle B. Litko, Jennifer McGinnity, Danielle S. Price, Veena Rajashekar, Kira Ripley, Isabel Marie Riveco, Caitlin Page Robb, Ambrina Sayed, Brittany Timberlake, Amika Jacqueline Tony, Chantal Renee Windham, the 2026 candidates of the degree of Master of Occupational Therapy are Anya Marie Battels, Kelsey Bergman, Bernadette A. Bryant, Alexa Ketterson, Lauren Taylor Chambers, Grace A. Cheatham, Natalie Chibi, Caitlin Marie Chichalsik, Ashley Class Johnson. Kylie Congdon. Sydney Marie Drum. Haley Morgan Falk. Alisa Renee Foote. Emma Marie Gachewing. Natalie Rose Hemp. Natalia Selena Honig. Bailey Nicole Houlihan. Elise Sydney Camp. Caitlin Rose Kendrick. Madeline Kosman. Lauren E. Kubinski. Krista Johanna Leopold. Kayla Erlene Lip. Yetunde Lipscomb. Catherine Little. Mara Alexia Mazula. Hunter Morgan. Maria Fernandez Morones Gomez. Emerson Clay Massey. Abigail Nitz. Rachel Marie Patmore. Megan May Pethold. Laura Elizabeth Prasma. Stacy M. Puthoff. Danielle Nicole Rowing. Amanda May Scheller. Emily Jo Sperenbeck. Leanne Torres DeMarquis. Mary Louise Tusky. Sierra Lynn Van Cranbrook. Madeline Varman. The 2026 candidates of the degree of Master of Science in Nursing are Phoebe Farrell, Shannon Fay, Michael R. Holmbeck, Lawrence Allen Hudson, Jocelyn Molina, Esmeralda Perez. Congratulations to the master's degree recipients.
Will all the recipients of bachelor's degrees please rise and come to the stage? The 2026 candidates of the degree of Bachelor's of Arts are Karina Yesenia Aguilar, Jesus Ayera, Emma Catherine Akers, Carolina Alfaro, Aisha Noor Ali, Sebastian Alisaya, Sean Marcus Allen, Ailara Amameradova, Cameron Michael Andrea, Michaela Marie Anton Adkins, Jasmine Arias, Ferris Aragan, Tia Masaki Adkins, Ava C. Austin, Madison Avila, Dakari Baldwin, Isaac John Baker, Lily Berger, Evan Barkman, Emily Grace Bartell, Nathaniel Baumgardner, Mark F. Bavaro, Peyton M. Bavaro, Riley Belonio, Sarah Nicole Bendel, Julia Bennis, Lillian Lee Byer, Emma Julianne Bishop, Marissa Kaylee Blomberg, Nathan Bronco John Boykowski, Lauren Marie Bomar, Megan Sydney Breitberg, Madison Rose Brennan, Emma Catherine Brown, Sarah Elizabeth Bukowski, Adali Camacho, Anna Cameron, Nellie Carbonell Nieves, Patrick James Casey, Ryan Stephen Castiglia, Grace Isabella Cavazos, Diego Cavazos Quiroga, Marla Marie Chavez, Emma Adelaide Chipchak, Carolis Jonas Saberka, Mallory Ellen Clifton, Benjamin Lee Clymer, Philip Jason Cole, Mason Thomas Collins, Jason James Connor, Josiah J.C. Cook, Ruin Abareno Corbin, Jonathan Dimitri Kotsomitius, Kayla Lynn Crabtree, Matthew Russell Crossland, Amanda Nicole Chaki, Madeline Grace Cuddle, Madison Lee Dames, Mia Denka, Abigail Elaine Davidson, Latavia Davison, Felix Decker, Victoria Del Carmen, Devin Nicole Dennison. Ruby Areli de Raza. Joaquin Jose de Vries. Ava Brianne Di Costanzo. Maya Francis Di Marino. Brian Dimrai. Milos Milan Djokovic. Carolyn Marie Dooley. Christopher Scott Dooley. Heather Lee Draper. Kaylin Drengwitz. Vianney Desiree Duarte. Brooke Elizabeth Dunlevy. Annika Eby. Mary Elliott. Elmika Kiara Elmay. Brianna Eloisa. Alan Espinoza. Danielle Esposito. Dean William Farlander. Asia Ray Faro. Kylie Ray Facellis. Jessica Michelle Felix. Mary Catherine Finn. Grace Fisher. Maya Christine Fleener. Eric Frankland. Joshua Friedland. Ryan Friedman. Dylan Gantz. Alyssa Dominique Chongson Garcia. Grace Garvey. Nicole Maria Gens. Ramson Gawarjas. Alexander Matthew Gill. Mia Christine Giometti. Alexandra Gizowitz. Ava Christina Gonzalez. Brianna N. Ganelis. Christopher George Guntanis. Trevor Payne Graham. Summer Hope Ganell. Caitlin Hansen. Beatrice Ann Harbaugh. Claire Elizabeth Haar. Jalen Harris. Mark Joseph Hasbrook. Aliha K. Hashmi. Ryan Leslie Hawkins. Annalie Willow Heckman. Tatum Lynn Heikala. Sophia Cannell Hine. Emma Jean Herder. Andrea Herrera. Jesus A. Herrera. Madeline Faith Hill. Sky A. Hills. Momoka Hirano. Alexander T. Hobson. Jack L. Hominack. Jane Christine Howell. Audrey Hope Holtman. Adriana Guadalupe Hurtado. Madeline Husinger. Nicholas Elo. Megan Ann Jacks. Emma Rose Johnson. Isaac William Johnson. Marina Jokanovic. Brendan Edward Joy. Erin Emily Autumn Karras. Roheen Kartik Narayan. Charlotte Rose Keeley. Nicholas Kelly Keeling. Jake Allen Keller. Ryan Kennelly. Nora Ann Klebzarek. Micah Roland Klima. Sierra Knox. Yuste Kohanshkite. Andrew David Kruger. Sydney Ann Kruger. Leah Alexandra Cruzel. Deanna Cabellius. Alexis Quiet. Mary Ann Law. Aaron Gunnar Landa. Shannon Noel Lawler.
Ryan Michael Lawrence. Shanita Lawson. Elizabeth Tun Lee, cum laude. Lindsay Grace Ligel, magna cum laude. Samuel Frederick Leon, cum laude. Luke Levon. Bellamia Lucia Lovato. Graham Leitz, summa cum laude. Evan Lindstedt. Isabel Lauren Loza, cum laude. Brandon J. Luna. Derek Mena, cum laude. Vito Menino. Alyssa May Marcelane. Gavin Scott McAllister. Caitlin Nicole McCann, cum laude. Aaliyah Claire McCormick, magna cum laude. Eiley McGee. Aiden James McGuire, summa cum laude. Trissa Medina, magna cum laude. Genesis Mendoza. Vianney Judith Mendoza Zarati. Tyler Milani, cum laude. Alexander James Miller. Bailey Christina Miller, magna cum laude. Christian J. Miller. Callie Lee Minky, magna cum laude. Isabella Maria Mir. Carolyn Misak, cum laude. Luke Misukanis, cum laude. John Lewis Moore. Matthew Burton Moore. Michaela Moore, cum laude. Alessandra Morales. Alondra Daniela Morales. Danielle Marie Moser. Emily Mustachio, summa cum laude. Prentice Cordell Miles. Bug Rose Olson, magna cum laude. Sophie Eileen Alman, magna cum laude. Chloe Ann Osman, magna cum laude. Hassam Ubi. Alisa Pacheco Zebold. Emily Palanik. Sydney Aaliyah Park, magna cum laude. Kensington Payne. Daisy Perez. Natalie Marie Perez. Viridiana Perez Andrade, cum laude. Lauren Marie Pasola, summa cum laude. Lauren Petrosky, summa cum laude. Cameron D'Angelo Phillips. Milam Alexander Fills. Samuel Irvin Phipps, magna cum laude. Morgan Emro Piontek, magna cum laude. Alexander William Porter, cum laude. Naomi Preciado, magna cum laude. Sophia Elizabeth Profiter. Owen Scott Prislucky, cum laude. Elizabeth Raleigh, cum laude. Ainsley Brenda Ratledge, summa cum laude. Randall Lamar Reed. Andrew Theodore Rhodes, summa cum laude. Justin Eduardo Rice Cortez, cum laude. Ashley Denise Rico, summa cum laude. Lisbeth Rios, summa cum laude. Maya Soleil Rivera, cum laude. Marissa Rizzi, cum laude. Victoria Robinson, cum laude. Dominic Rohr, cum laude. Riley Saxey, cum laude. Adeline Salgado. Pernicia Salah. Samuel Lizaragua Paul Salvador. Cassandra Marie Salviola, cum laude. Zachary Scalafini. Elisa Skirali, magna cum laude. Ryan R. Schmidt, magna cum laude. Tyler Vincent Schmitz. Justin M. Schroeder. Madeline Jane Schultz, summa cum laude. Ella Rose Selman, magna cum laude. Mara Elizabeth Setchell. Nora Margaret Shannon, magna cum laude. Devin Sheehan. Kira Sheely. Megan Sinave, summa cum laude. Kenny Sawicki, cum laude. Chris Sodorovsky, cum laude. John Michael Spatera, magna cum laude. Mia Rose Statura. Abigail Catherine Stantesli, cum laude. Sarah Celine Sterner, magna cum laude. Reagan Ann Marie Stinger. Aria Suh, magna cum laude. Sarah Suleimani. John Sullivan. Karina Tapia. Mateen Javid A. Taylor. Megan Ashley Taylor. Mia Concetta Taylor. Charlotte Sophia Tousley. Colette Joanne Tozier, summa cum laude. Sydney Paige Tucker, summa cum laude. Caitlin Brianna Vassar, summa cum laude. Caitlin Venardi, magna cum laude. Saul Vera. Julia Teresa Fitucci, summa cum laude. Emma Wadley. Olivia Walco, magna cum laude. Ashley Christine Wallace. Christian Walsh, cum laude. Miles Wesley Walton. Angelina Warkaba, cum laude. Trinity Joy Weingart. Camden Wielander. Eli Jacob Welke. Amber Lee Werner, magna cum laude. Melinda Teresa Whiteside, cum laude. Alexander Gerard Wickersheim, magna cum laude. Kiera Joe Wilkinson. Clark Christopher Wilson, summa cum laude. Amber Wazinski. James Griffin Worcester, cum laude. Connor Jack Wright. Deja Doreen Yerby, cum laude. Amaya Lee Yoshizumi, cum laude. Reiko Yamoto. Jessica Zambo, magna cum laude. Sabrina Ann Zabilat, magna cum laude. Logan Zigar. The 2026 candidates of the degree of Bachelor of Administration, Business Administration are Brandon Tyler Abon, cum laude. Alexa Eve Albert. Justin Ancelette, magna cum laude. Angelina Ariola. Alicia Atencio. Maria Fernanda Avalos, cum laude. Luis Armando Aviles. Ivan Alexander Barbosa. Cale Jeffrey Beerson. Gwyneth C. Berenier, cum laude. Natasha Beston, cum laude. Angelina Natalie Boback. Andrew Bowman, magna cum laude. Jack Christopher Bonavia, cum laude.
Calvin Anthony Bowker. Anastasia Bozovich. Lucas Colby Brotherton, cum laude. Carson Tao Busby, cum laude. Georgiana Marie Campos, magna cum laude. Andrea Carmona, summa cum laude. Andre Cascas, magna cum laude. Benjamin Jackson Cash. Jordi Arturo Castrojan. Thomas Charles Cheney Jr. Jose Andreas Contreras, summa cum laude.
Nathan S. Delude. Donna Barbara Dugopolski. Alyssa Dockendorf, cum laude. Giuseppe Domenico Dugo Jr., summa cum laude. Cesar Escobedo, magna cum laude. Travis Peter Farnham, summa cum laude. Peyton Alexandra Faro, summa cum laude. Jake Gary Figascuri. Nathaniel Everett Fille, magna cum laude. Matthew Robert Foreman. Emma Mackenzie Fry, magna cum laude. Devin de los Olios Fuentes. McKenna Ganser, cum laude. Aaron Garcia. Ashley Marie Garcia. Ava Gowrin, cum laude. Gavin Gorowski, cum laude. Arthur Glinken, summa cum laude. Ericus Gerskis. Ford Elijah Hammond. Drew Harp. Aiden Quinn Healy, magna cum laude. Ignacio Hernandez. Tyler Donald Herring. Logan C. Hess, magna cum laude. Michael Alexander Houston. Ryan Harold Husky, cum laude. Yusei Ikeda. Alina Antonietta Emrasek, summa cum laude. Cooper Evren, magna cum laude. Matthew John Yakum, magna cum laude. Dominic Janusek. Pablo Jara. Camille Jessica Jarzabek, magna cum laude. Patrick Lyle Jewell. Lydia Johnson. Tejaswini Bhaskar Joshi. Zuzana Kalinowski, magna cum laude. Alexandra Corrales, magna cum laude. Tyler Kaiser, magna cum laude. Alexi Nicole Kendall, cum laude. Muhammad Ramhimodin Kam. Grace Marine Kiefer. Nolan Perry King. Ryan John Colbus, summa cum laude. Avery M. Coranda. Braden Langloss. Calvin Lavery, cum laude. Mitchell Evan Lawrence. Matthew Luke Lewis. Oscar Lopez Jr. Maxwell Joseph Manning, cum laude. Liana Elizabeth Marchioni, summa cum laude. Mark Anthony Machio. Peyton Mahan. Panyotis Mavramatis. Gavin Macbeth, summa cum laude. Thomas Patrick McManus. Nicole Athletia McDula, magna cum laude. Theodore Joseph Millis. Sean Patrick Malloy, summa cum laude. Carly Bridget Moran. Luis Angel Mortai, cum laude. Dylan James Morgan, summa cum laude. Spencer William Mulso. Justin Daniel Munoz, summa cum laude. Jack Kiefer Nadolny.
Brooke Nelson, cum laude. Kyle Andrew Nofitschgert, cum laude. Emma Grace Norman, cum laude. Jamie Tegan Novak, cum laude. Maggie Claire Owen. Maylin Pudia, summa cum laude. Gabriel Lane Parker, cum laude. Mia Rose Peredo. Andy Barham, summa cum laude. Abigail Barnor, cum laude. Jake Robert Pieper. Mason Paris Pierre Antoine. Zachariah Poling, cum laude. Kyle Michael Priebus, cum laude. Giselle Ramirez, cum laude. Santiago Ramirez, cum laude. Noah Rappenchuk, cum laude. Bradley Reinhardt, summa cum laude. Yours, Isidore Pascal Rania, cum laude. Christian Roberts, cum laude. Nicholas Roberts. Joshua Paul Robinson. Ramarian Devin Roby. Israel Rodriguez Jr. Dylan A. Ross. Joseph M. Rostis. Ryan Nicholas Ruin, cum laude. Thomas Taman Sachs. Frida Sakai. Cassandra Salcedo. Eric Santillan. Tabitha Shaver. Sophie Madeline Scrima. Tyler Selvey. Trevor Scher, cum laude. Iona Shimizu, cum laude. Jaden Ariana Smith, summa cum laude. Daniel Kuba Soya. Nick Solden. Grace Michelle Surin, cum laude. Kelly Alina Tapia. Kamran Tabrizli, cum laude. Ariana Lee Teichman, cum laude. Victoria Tom, cum laude. Alexandra Daniel Todd, cum laude. Joshua Togle, magna cum laude. Teresa Celeste Torres. Alyssa Lee Treband. Miles Trahey. Abby Stephanie Todosa. Madison Tuttle, magna cum laude. Jared Yoretta. Sivetia Zara Silvestria Uvakova. Chloe Evangeline Vassal, cum laude. Lucas Fisser, magna cum laude. Sarah Ann Willis, magna cum laude. Jessica Lynn Wise. Taylor Paige Woods, cum laude. Taylor Elizabeth Yurko. Nicholas Joseph Zamins, cum laude. Mark Anthony Zamudio Lopez. Eva Zuskowski. Gabriela Nicole Zima. Grant Zook. The 2026 candidates of the degree of Bachelor of Fine Arts are Riley Boleski. Alex Humala, magna cum laude. Kendall Elise Franklin, magna cum laude. Victoria Aphrodite Garcia, cum laude. Riley McGonigal. Brock Eliseo Nunez.
Aaron O'Connor, magna cum laude. Cassandra Lee Schneider. Alyssa Tadros. William Rage, summa cum laude. The 2026 candidates of the degree of Bachelor of Music Education are Kennedy Michelle Dawson, magna cum laude. Joey A. Fagaragan, magna cum laude. Alexa Joy Ongpoi Gangoso, summa cum laude. Fernando Antonio Padua III, cum laude. Liliana Lisette Salcedo, summa cum laude. Daniela Velasquez, summa cum laude. The 2026 candidates of the degree of Bachelor of Science are Benicio A. Agustinelli, Emmanuel Boydie A. Jecum, cum laude. Jacob G. Alberg. Casey John Aikman, cum laude. Munir Eitrari. Ian A. Andler Pasquale, summa cum laude. Claudia Lynn Andrews. Nazifa Onis. Aiden Armstrong. Lily Baker, summa cum laude. Stella Marie Bank, summa cum laude. Janine Ruth Boato. Allison Michelle Boback, magna cum laude. Cole O'Brien Bradshaw. Corey Budd, magna cum laude. Peyton Berg. Brooke Lynn Burns, cum laude. Megan Elizabeth Burton, summa cum laude. Kayla Ashley Butt. John M. Shavari. Sarah Klebeck. Anthony Mayfield Cole. Antonio Contreras, magna cum laude. John Covey. Owen Michael Dare, magna cum laude. Samantha June Dement. Rebecca D'Souza, summa cum laude. Nick Hill, Dharmavaram. Sophia Drozd. Nino DeCruz. Jared Scott Durian, magna cum laude. Anthony Daniel James Eddy. Abigail Christine Endoff, summa cum laude. Levetta Eshirskis, cum laude. Olga Fedorovich, cum laude. Nathan Matthew Farron, summa cum laude. Bradley Leonard Filsinger, summa cum laude. Macy Colleen Fleury, magna cum laude. Gabriela Galvez, cum laude. Angel Gamboa. Lauren Elizabeth Gardner, cum laude. Agnesa Gashi, magna cum laude. Lexi George, cum laude. Ryan Thomas Gerdes. Drazen Todd Gearman, cum laude. Ashley Gomez. Carly Marie Grant, cum laude. Aiden James Grappi, magna cum laude. Sasha Camila Guerrero, cum laude. Camden Eric Google. Jared Nathan Gamila. Catherine Harris. Autumn Hype. Holly Elise Helmers, summa cum laude. Matthew Joseph Henning, cum laude. Genesis Hernandez. Mitchell Hester. Ian Cooper, cum laude. Mark David Horton, magna cum laude. Trayvon Hunter. Gentiana Ismaili, cum laude. Jenna Ann Marie Jackson. Caitlin Leanne Jasper, magna cum laude. Dagan A. Jones Renfro. Bruce Ryan Juarez, summa cum laude. Eugene Victor Kalin. Evelyn Elise Candler, summa cum laude. Anais Margaret Wah Kaufman. Nathan James Kendall. Alex Naparek. Wissam Koreyashi. Aiden Prawl. Paula Kubrak, summa cum laude. Isabella Christine Loraco. Stephanie Loria. Alexa Levinas. Madeline Page Lotak. Francesca LaRusso, cum laude. Adrian Luna Ortiz. Tanya Radzwa Maguru Pira. Matthew Manzella, summa cum laude. Kayla Marie Martinez. Yasmin Martinez, cum laude. Tyler Jonah McCoy, magna cum laude. Jeffrey Paul McGeckran Jr., magna cum laude. Alyssa Rose Mead, summa cum laude. Kara Miller, summa cum laude. Caitlin Monaghan, summa cum laude. Kevin Morales, cum laude. Hunter Moravec. Madeline Marie Mole, cum laude. Trinity Grace Murray, summa cum laude. Stephanie Navarro. Violet Newman. Ruth Nicolade, cum laude. Colton James Olson. Mesoma Onyajekwe, summa cum laude. Aubrey Osborne, summa cum laude. Cassidy Osborne, summa cum laude. Noah Edward Peak, cum laude. Julia Pelek. Abigail Claire Penados, cum laude. Lance Petrucci. Ella Ann Pfeiffer, magna cum laude. Brandon Bogdan Pritchard. Vincent Puez. Carlos Ramirez. Daniela Ramirez, cum laude. Zane Raza. Caesar Rill. Mackenzie Claire Rimbaud. Michael Joseph Robinson. Angel Rodriguez. Kylie Delia Rotman. Bavnor Sani, cum laude. Jacob Kyle Salazar, cum laude. Christian Sandoval. Tony Rosa Sarusi, summa cum laude. Katie Scheibel. Samantha Elizabeth Schilf, magna cum laude. Logan Nicole Selsky, summa cum laude. Aubrey Josephine Sinchak. Jason Tyler Smith. Shay Austin Smith, magna cum laude. Connor Staffy. Tyler Stanton, cum laude. Dylan Edward Stroll. Madeline Takna. Kate Taylor, cum laude. Wukash Deper. Gustav Doyle Tasterud, cum laude. Brandon Tran. Gracie Vlack, cum laude. Ari Watts, cum laude. Nicholas David John White, cum laude. Cassandra Whittenhall. Nathaniel Williams. Chandler Wachter, magna cum laude. Congratulations to the bachelor degree recipients.
Class of 2026, please rise as you are able. As a symbol of your new status as graduates, I invite you to transfer your scholar's tassel from the right side of your mortarboard to the left. Graduates, on behalf of the North Central College faculty, staff, administration, and board of trustees, congratulations. You may be seated. And I invite Mark Nassett, chair of the North Central College Board of Trustees, to address the class of 2026, who have also just become the newest members of our alumni community. Mike has served as a member of the board since 2006 and as its chair for the past 2 years. He is an international business leader who retired as global managing partner of Accenture in 2008. He and his wife, Maureen, are the proud parents of 4 children, including 2 who attended North Central College. Mike.
Thank you, GP. It's an honor on behalf of the North Central College Board of Trustees to offer my congratulations to the class of 2026. From this day forward, you will always be a member of the North Central College alumni family, more than 30,000 members strong, and that relationship is just beginning. Cardinal alumni are connected through their shared love of this institution and ongoing commitment to its mission and values. Each of you stands on the shoulders of the Cardinals who have come before you, reaching ever higher as you continue to be curious, engaged, ethical, and purposeful citizens of your communities and of this world. We hope that as you step out on the path that leads you beyond this campus, that you will keep in touch with one another and with this place. We hope that you continue to help and support one another, rely on each other, and network and connect with fellow alumni. And we hope to see you come back on campus, come back for homecoming, keep in touch with the faculty and staff members who have supported you, stay connected through our Office of Alumni Engagement at alumni events here in Naperville, in Chicago, or in cities across the country. Most of all, know that you will always have a place of belonging on this campus and with your fellow alums. You've left your mark here as students. Now it's time to leave your mark as a member of our alumni family. Again, congratulations.
Thank you, Mike. Next, one of our graduates will deliver the benediction, the blessing before we depart. Selected for this honor is Lauren Pesola from Yorkville, Illinois. Lauren graduated summa cum laude with a Bachelor of Arts in Political Science and Philosophy, and she is a first-generation college graduate. She will attend law school in the fall. After the benediction, please remain standing and join in the singing of the college's alma mater, which will mark the conclusion of today's ceremony. The words are printed inside your program. Lauren, would you please approach the podium?
Good afternoon, graduates, faculty, loved ones, and everyone here today in support of the class of 2026. My name is Lauren Pesola, and I am honored to be leading everyone in the benediction and prayer on this wonderful day of celebration. Let us all please take a moment to quiet our hearts and minds. Loving God, we come before you today to thank you for all you have helped us accomplish during our time at North Central College to get us to this point. College can be a difficult time in life. I'm sure we have all had highs and lows, but we thank you for allowing us to have the strength to keep going, even during times when we didn't think we could. Thank you for believing in us, even when we didn't believe in ourselves, and thank you for having faith in us, even if we didn't always have faith in you. Please grant us all the conviction to trust in your will and guide us to follow the path you have prepared for us. And please give us all grace as we continue to find ourselves and navigate the rest of our lives. Help us to live with a purpose to bring good into the world for ourselves and for others. Let us all show the world the beautiful things that North Central College has taught us: kindness, acceptance, empathy, inclusivity, resilience, and love. And most importantly, to be good humans in the world. In closing, I'd like to share with you all my favorite verse that has helped me through my college experience. I hope everyone can take this with them to remember we are never alone and God is always by our side. Isaiah 43:2 says, "When you pass through the waters, I will be with you. And when you pass through the rivers, they will not sweep over you. When you walk through the fire, you will not be burned. The flames will not set you ablaze." Amen.